and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've literally filmed this video already and then deleted the whole thing, and that's why my makeup is done. It was gonna be a get ready with me, but I filmed it, was like watching it back and realizing I'm literally just rambling and none of this even makes sense. It's hard for me to talk about this because I honestly don't remember all of it. It happened when I was 14 and it was leading from the ages of 14 to 16 years old is the span of this story time, and I don't have receipts for the first part of the story, so I'm just kind of like going off of like what I can remember happening. And I have receipts for the second part because when I was 14 I didn't have this phone, I had a different phone, so I only have receipts from when I was 15 onwards. It still makes me sad because I remember when I was 14 and this guy really did mess with my mental health. Each time I tried to look for the best in him, and even when I did clock that he wasn't the guy he was pretending to be, I still tried to say, all right, well, even though you've lied to me, you've been there for me through some stuff that I've been going through. Because I feel like a lot of young people on social media are talking to people online, and especially now that we're stuck in isolation because of this virus, and I want to just make sure that none of this happens to you, because I was a child and I was manipulated by a guy that I trusted. He catfished me with 3 different identities, and I think even 4, because I tried to text him recently just to check that he was still okay, and he's changed his WhatsApp profile picture to a different face. So this story time started when I was doing YouNow. Now YouNow is a social media platform where you broadcast live. I've been doing it for about 6 or 7 months at this point. I remember I got partnered. Partnered means you can receive money. If you have TikTok, then you'll know what I mean. It's like, hey Siri, Google the most popular broadcasting live stream app.
Okay. I found this on the web for the most popular broadcasting live stream app.
Should I find it? Twitch! It's like Twitch. But I was 14 at the time. I wasn't asking for gifts from people, but I would receive them. And a lot of my gifters were older people and they weren't my age. I don't know why I didn't see that as creepy, but I didn't. I was like, yeah, my friends! Even though realistically they're probably like old men off to my live stream. At the time I was like, yay, my friends. And anyway, they would send me gifts, they would send me money, and it would go to my stepmom's PayPal. It's how I afforded to buy this phone for myself at 15. But that's getting ahead of ourselves now. You know, it's not like TikTok, someone can just send you money and they're like 10 years old and they've stolen mom's debit card. One day, was live streaming and a guy came in under the username of like Ty Savage. That's his actual name. I'm saying that because I want to know if other people were catfished by him, because he's changed his identity so much. I don't believe anything this guy has said to me to be true, especially not his name. So that's why I'm saying his name. He was sending me loads of gifts, like loads of bars. I was like, oh my god, like he's literally competing with some of my top gifters. Appreciated his gifts. I said thank you so much. Clicked his profile and noticed that he was actually quite a young dude. He was quite a young guy, extremely good looking. I was like, oh my god, let me go on his Instagram. I'm gonna follow him and I'm gonna say thank you in DMs. So I DM'd him and I said thank you. I looked at his Instagram. He had like 10k or something like that. He had quite a lot of followers, quite a lot of comments. He had friends that were tagging him in pictures. He had a lot of accounts that were like replying to him, talking to him, engaging with him. I had absolutely no reason to believe that he was a catfish, especially not at 14. You know, I was very naive. Wow, like he's got a lot of friends, he's got a lot of followers. He had more followers than me on Instagram. He's so cool, wow. And he DM'd me back. I went to small talk and he said, no problem, like I think you're really cool. Your live stream is really interesting. And we had a little small talk conversation. He was so nice and genuinely we got on really, really well. And we spoke for about a week before I gave him my phone number and I gave him my Snapchat, and he would Snapchat me. He would send me streaks. We had a streak of like 200 days at one point. I remember it was kind of crazy. We would talk all the time. FaceTime. He would never show me his face, but he would like put the FaceTime on the pillow and he would say, oh, the excuse for him was that because our time differences are so different because he's from America, he doesn't want to show me his face when it's like midnight because it's dark and he's really tired. But like we'd never FaceTime. We just never did. And I didn't really find it suspicious because he again had a lot of followers and his voice was young. He sounded like a teenage boy. He was like 17. He told me he was like 17. So he was older than me, but like not by a lot. He also would Snapchat me pictures of him and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, it's definitely a real guy. He probably just doesn't want to FaceTime me when he has his family trying to sleep. He doesn't want to turn the light on when it's dark. Because we would sleep on FaceTime to each other. Yeah, yeah, me and my sister shared a room. She hated it. She was always like, shut up. We would FaceTime together every night, and we would always go to sleep on FaceTime. It was never like sexual. He never asked me for pictures. He was just a super genuine dude. I think about a month went by. He literally told me in a live stream, I was live, and I really wish I could find the receipts for this, but I couldn't find them because I have not posted on YouNow in so long. They just delete themselves after a year, like the videos. And it was a video of me literally like crying because Ty had told me in the comment section, by the way, I've booked tickets to see you in London. Like, I've booked tickets to meet you. And I remember being like, oh my god. I was crying in the screen recording. I was so happy. I was jumping around the room.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't actually do that.
Because we've been talking for like a month. We're talking about how we really want to meet each other. And I called him and he was like, yeah, I'm being serious. I'm going to come and see you. And I went around telling all my friends. So I told my mum, and my mum was like, okay, well, how do you know he's not catfish? Why would he be a catfish? He was coming to see me. He's clearly not. Like, you're just being mean, mum. And he sent me screenshots of his tickets as well. And they were real tickets. Now, obviously, I know that they weren't like his. So I thought, oh my god, he sent me the tickets proof. Why would he lie to me about his appearance? He's literally coming to see me for my birthday, for my 15th birthday. Then one day we were FaceTiming, we were about to go to sleep, and I got a little message on Instagram, and it was a girl, and she said, hey, I noticed that you've been commenting a lot on Tyler's pictures on Instagram. Just letting you know, he's a catfish. This is the guy's account, who he's pretending to be. And I click on the account, and this guy is a full-blown model. He has like an agency in his bio. He's got like 100k or 200k or something like that. And I was absolutely devastated. I remember I was so upset, and I was on FaceTime to the guy, and I was like, is this real? Like, I've just been sent this. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, send it to me, send it to me. I sent it to him, and he hung up the phone, and I was crying. Like, I was so upset, so heartbroken, and I was really sad because we had such great conversations. And like, how did he have this many followers? How did he Snapchat me all the time? It seemed so real. And I was calling him and calling him and calling him, and he wouldn't answer the phone. It was probably like 1 in the morning at this point. I was crying downstairs in the bathroom. My mum came downstairs and asked me what was wrong. I told her like that you were right, like he's been catfishing me, and I missed the day of school because I was so sad. It felt like someone had died. I know it sounds so dumb, but like as a 14-year-old girl, I was so excited, and like he'd been lying to me. But at the same time, in my head I was thinking, well, it isn't just about appearance. He is actually really funny, and we do actually really get on. Maybe he's not like a creep. Maybe he's just insecure. So I led with that approach, and I messaged him, and I was like, look, I'm so upset with you. If you are insecure, I understand. Just please show me who you are if you want to continue to talk to me. Because if you've got tickets to come see me, I still want to see you, but just please don't lie to me anymore. He was like, yeah, you're right. I'm really insecure, feeding off everything I've just said. And he was like, I do want to talk to you still. This is what I look like. He sent me a picture of a blonde guy, and the guy previously was like tall, dark, handsome, brown eyes, brown curly hair, and this guy was like blonde, looked a bit older than the 17-year-old guy that he sent me previously. And I did say that, I was like, you look older than your age, and he was like, oh no, I just look older. I'm 17. And again, he sounded young, and I was like, okay, well, this guy is completely different from the guy you've been sending me, but this guy wasn't unattractive. And I was like, well, it's not really necessarily about the looks anyway. Let's be friends still. Let's still talk. You're still coming to see me, right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, baby. I went to school the day after. As I said, I missed the day. My friends were asking me what was going on, and I was like, you know the guy I've been bragging to you about? He was catfishing me. I literally got violated at school. It was so peak. And they were like, that's so funny. And I was like, well, at least he's still coming to see me. Like, he's still coming to see me. He's still like the guy I'm speaking to. Don't get it twisted, ladies. Everyone was just like, you're an idiot for still talking to the guy. This guy would now, with this new face, he was like, I will FaceTime you now. And because of the time difference, because he did live in America, it was hard to catch him on FaceTime anyway. But when I did try and FaceTime him, he wouldn't just show me a blank screen anymore. He would kind of like, let's say he had 2 phones, I'm assuming that's how he did it. He would take a video of this guy, go on FaceTime, put it on the screen and be like, oh sorry, I gotta go, and then just like take it off and then put it on the wall, so it'd just be facing the wall. It looked like it was him. He just was busy and couldn't show me his face the whole time. And again, even though I wasn't 100% sure, he was still sending me proof of videos of him on Snapchat now. Videos of him on Snapchat. I was like, oh, it's him. an idiot. He could have just got that from anywhere. But as a 15-year-old nearly, I believed it. I was about to turn 15. He was about to come see me, and that's all I really wanted. He was my friend for so long now. As time went on, I just turned 15 at this point. His flights were due in like a few weeks. He had my address, he had my city, he had all my information. I got a message from the guy whose pictures he was using, and he said, hey, just want to let you know this guy's been using my pictures, like, I'm really sorry about that. And I was just like, again? Really, Ty? Like again? I was so angry, but I wasn't like as upset as I was the first time, because I kind of in the back of my mind did believe that he was lying to me, but I just didn't want to admit it to myself. So again, I was like to him, I'm so angry at you, why would you lie to me? And then he came at me with this whole, you're so beautiful and I'm so insecure and I just don't want to show you my face because I'm not good enough for you.
Just that that's the truth, babe. Like, you're so beautiful and you're so hot, and like I can't even like do anything about it. Like, I'm just so shy, and you know what, I will show you my face this time.
And I remember at this point I did not speak to him because he literally lied to me about everything. He never booked flights to the UK. He just wanted my address for I don't know why. And I have receipts for the next part of this story time because it does get a little bit crazy. I did not speak to him. We were on and off for a while. I remember after that we would talk and then we would not talk, because after that whole like he wasn't who he said he wasn't the blonde guy and he wasn't the brown haired guy, I was just like, ugh. Like, I might be naive and I might be trying to look for the best in people and I might be trying to find something good in you right now, but I can't. And I remember at this time in my home life, my home life has always been super weird. My parents are split up. They've been split up for about 18 years nearly, like since I was born basically. And I was always in and out of my house as a teenager, running away from home and stuff all the time. My mum is a single parent and my dad, I didn't really see him that much anymore. I was 15 and me and my mum were always butting heads and always arguing. I ran away from home, went to my dad's house, stayed with my dad for about 6 or 7 months, and that was really the time when I missed him, because I was like, oh man, like I know I could FaceTime Ty right now and he would tell me it's all gonna be cool and it's all gonna be fine. And when he would reach out to me, I would start replying more, start talking to him more. It wasn't primarily on text though. I think it was mostly on WhatsApp. But again, I think it was on WhatsApp and Snapchat that I would talk to him the most. He was my shoulder to cry on during a lot of the whole like running away from home, nearly going into care process. And then one of my close friends was in an accident and he was in a coma. And I was just really struggling with a lot of things and I just needed someone to talk to, and he was that person. I was like, do you know what? I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see what you look like. I don't want to see what you look like, so then at least you have no pressure to make these fake accounts because I don't trust you anymore. I'm going to send all these messages up onto the screen, but this is how our conversation began. And I believe I was still 15. I was just about to turn 16. But this is when I got this phone. This is where we get the texts coming in. We were talking on a lot of different social media platforms at this point. Not all of it is on here. However, a lot of it is. February the 8th, 2017. So I was about to turn 16. He was like, hola dingus, and I was like, hey, and he was like, I thought you were broadcasting, and I was like, no, I finished earlier, I'm in bed now. And he was like, lame, I just got back from work. And I was like, oh shush. And he was like, well, I've been back from work now for like 20 minutes. So that's when we first started talking on this mobile device in texts. I'm sure we've been speaking on other apps. And I said, you should call me before I sleep. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay, lol, yeah, not a FaceTime, please, because I'm in bed. Voice me. So like at this point, again, I didn't really care about seeing his face because, as I said, he kept lying to me about his appearance. And he said, oh, well, since you're big money now, does that mean I can call you normally? And he's basically referring to the fact that I've bought my new phone with my YouNow money that I saved up. And I was like, no, I'm not that level yet. At this point, we weren't talking as much as we were before because I knew he was lying to me and I didn't trust him anymore, but we would still talk when we needed each other, type of thing. And he said, are you okay? Good morning, I love you, N-word, N-word. Wow, okay, I'm toasted, lightly salted. Actually, I'm so gone. Hey, you are pretty and nice. You're kind of pretty. Keb. Mixed, nice, freaking great. I was like, Ty, are you okay? He would literally like send me texts like that all the time and say that he has a problem with drinking and drugs. He was just sending them to like sound like he was out of it. So the next day I said, Ty, you okay? So I sent that at 8 a.m. and he replied at 3 p.m. the next day, no, I'm sorry for texting you last night. I was up, I apologize. And I was like, were you drunk? And he was like, and hi, I'm so sorry. And I was like, and he said, I was not in my mind right. And I was like, it's okay. And he's like, I didn't mean to. I actually feel really bad that I got messed up last night. And I was like, you shouldn't have done it. Didn't mean to say should. I thought you were getting better. And he was like, I am. I didn't get high off or stuff like that. I just smoked weed, but I feel awful. And I was like, And he was like, I'm sorry. And I just didn't reply. Just yada yada yada. We would talk like this all the time for like weeks. Because I said I was upset one day when he said, sweetheart, are you okay? Please text me when you wake up. I fell asleep. I'm so sorry if I don't respond. I'm here if you need anything. I'm literally a phone call away. You know that, or you should. And I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, are you okay? And he was like, I'm here if you need to talk. And I was like, yeah, I'm just so confused. This is when my friend was in a coma. And I was like, this doesn't feel real. And he was like, things like that usually don't. It's normal to feel that way. Everything will play out. It will be okay. And if it's not, you will have me to fall back on. I'm not gonna leave you stranded when you're down. I got you. And I was like, thank you. And he's like, you don't have to thank me. I'm just saying. So like, this is my point. Like, he was a good friend to me in those difficult times. And he was like, oh, don't worry, my picture is actually me this time. It's me and my cousin playing in the grass. And I was like, I couldn't even see your picture. What's your user? And he sent me the username, and I even searched it up, and I have a screenshot to prove that I searched it up. It doesn't exist on the Una platform anymore. So I did try and find that. We also talked about how I had a boyfriend, I was seeing someone. It was not like a romantic thing at this point because of everything that had happened. I was making sure that we were just friends. So my birthday came around and we've been talking up until then. It was 16th of March and he said, well, I guess I can't say you're 15 anymore. We've known each other for quite a while, for quite some time now, and I know I haven't always been the best with you, but disregarding all that, you're still one amazing person. You overcome so much, and I still think you're beautiful inside and out. I like cats on Sundays. That was our favorite thing. We'd say it to each other all the time. So stupid that I remember that. But it will be a phrase I love to use. I won't ever forget about the hamster that died from the music overdose. The sound of your laugh is burned into my brain, and when I actually get to hear it, I can't help but smile, and I'm so thankful for every day that I still get to call you part of my life because you've changed it so dramatically. I'm very grateful for you, and the image of your smile could brighten on one of the darkest days for me, and your sense of humor is out of this world. You're one special person, Katie, and whoever it may be that gets to spend the rest of their life with you is going to be surprised at how wonderful you are. And damn, look how far you've come. You've made it. Just turning 16 and you've already accomplished a lot in your life, and believe me, you're going to go so much further. You're a force to be reckoned with. I love you very much. So happy birthday, Katie Franklin. I hope it's an enjoyable one. And I said, I'm nearly crying. I love you loads, Ty, just like I love cats on Sundays. I'm so blessed to know you, and I don't care what you've done. You're amazing, and it's crazy because you know me better than I know myself. Yeah, and we haven't even met. P.S. You wrote me more than my boyfriend. And literally my brother, I'm not going to put his face on the camera, but like my brother would even like know who he was. He was like 2.
Kai. Oh. Kai. Kai.
Like we would get my brother to like say his name. It's sad. It's so sad because like reading these messages back, like as I said at the beginning of the video, I don't wish this guy any bad things, even though what he did was really messed up. Even though all those things were happening, reading these messages, we were definitely each other's rock. But yeah, it starts getting a bit worrying. It starts getting a little bit bad. One day we were talking about how I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with him because he lives really far away. And again, I didn't trust him completely, and he did threaten to like OD on things, and this is where things start taking like a bad turn. So I believe it was on Snapchat or something like that. I don't have the receipts for this, but I have receipts for other times he's done it. And he would say stuff like, oh well, like you don't have to like date me, but I want you to be in love with me. These other dudes don't deserve you. I'm right here for you, and I know I'm not good enough, and like stuff like that. And so like he would say all those things to kind of like confuse me and keep me on my toes and like make me scared that he would do something to himself if I left him. So I just didn't, and I to be honest, I didn't really want to leave him anyway. Like I still cared about him, and I still didn't know who he was or what what he looked like, and I wanted to like get him help, but I was kind of helpless because I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't even know this guy's name. He was lying to me about his name. And now whenever we would argue or he would think I'm losing interest, he would send me paragraphs like this. And it's really hard to read this because like it brings back so many memories, and it makes me sad because I'm like, a part of me still believes that what he's saying is genuine, but at the same time, with everything else that's happened, I don't really think it's true. He said, I know you're sleeping. I hope you're sleeping well, beautiful. I don't know what all has been bothering you lately, because we kept arguing, but just know that you are worth so much more than you actually think. From the tips of your toes to the tippy top of your head, you're amazing and you're unique in every single way I could think of. Yes, I know you goof around and you're silly and you act careless sometimes, and that's the beautiful thing to me, because I've never known someone to actually be the way that you are. But I also know that you struggle with things too, Katie. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to not know what to do, because when it comes to that, know that you always, and I mean always, have me there to lean on and pick you back up, even if you don't want me there. And let me tell you something, your smile literally makes thousands of people's hearts melt, and your personality makes people fall in love with who you are. Don't ever question how wonderful you are. You shouldn't ever look at yourself and think you're not beautiful or you're not good enough, because Katie, that's all wrong. You are beautiful inside and out, and I know that firsthand you are good enough. You're more than good enough to anyone or anything. You've come a long way, and you're going to go even further. I pinky promise that. Take that from a guy that does accents to impress you, and someone who likes cats on Sundays, and I just wish you could see yourself the way I do, Katie. I love you a lot more than you probably like. I know you're resting well, and I hope you have a good day. Night, my sweetness. He would try and keep me in a place that's like, you know you have me. Like, I'm the only one you can talk to. Like, I'm here for you. And at the time, I appreciated it so much. But, like, looking back, I'm pretty sure he was manipulating me to stay, because he seemed to do that whenever we would argue. I just said, I'm just reading. I'm literally tearing up. You're such an amazing person. You make me so happy. Now I will wait at the bus stop in the rain with a smile on my face. And then we didn't talk again for a little bit. And he said on 20th of April 2017, Katie, do me a favor so I can get on with my life, please. And I was like, Ty, no, I'm not leaving you. Because he was trying to tell me to leave him. Again, like, he would do this guilt thing where he would be like to me, you leave me, I don't deserve you. But then he would come back with like, I'm really depressed and I'm really sad. So I was like, no, I'm not leaving you. And I was like, no, I'm not asking you to leave. I don't want you to leave. And I was like, what do you want? And he was like, I want to hear you, or even just see you type that we will never be anything. Even if we do meet, that it won't happen. Because I've been caught up on a girl that doesn't even live in my country. And I was like, okay, we will never be anything. And I was only saying this because this guy like been treating me up and down so weirdly, like I didn't understand. And I was only 16 and I didn't even know what he looked like. And he said, oh, don't say it unless you mean it. And I was like, we just love each other because we're dumb. And I was just so mentally drained from it. I just like, we're never gonna be anything. And he was like, I think I'm pretty much lied to myself when I told myself that you typing that would help me. I can reassure you that it didn't. I'm stupid about anything. It's thinking that I could never make anything work with you like that. But hey, if I'm going to cling onto something along the lines of false hope, it might as well be that, because it's the only thing that's kept me sober. So thank you. Basically just telling me that the reason that he's like okay right now and he's not like using drugs is because he is talking to me and I'm in his life still. And I said, Ty, call me. And we talked about it, and again, like, it was fine. On May the 1st, he said, buckle up because I'm coming to Bicester in 2 months. And I was like, what? And he was like, I told my family I felt like I was dying and they're all paying for me. I'm not even shitting you right now. And I was like, wait, what? Ty, what? No, you aren't. You aren't. And he was like, I actually have really bad kidney stones, so that's why I feel like I'm dying. But yeah, my aunt, my crackhead mom, and my uncles are paying for me to come over there. The 14th of July is the day of my flight. And he was like, I'm staying for 2 weeks and 2 days. I mean, if you don't want me coming, I can always tell them to fly me to Disney World instead. And I was like, I have exams then. And then like, I didn't really believe it was true, But I do know I was talking to him on other social media, and I believe I FaceTimed him after that. And we didn't talk for like 12 days on text, so I'm assuming we were talking on other social media. This is where it gets a little bit weird. So on May the 12th, he said, "Hello, Katie, this is Tyler's mother. If you could give me a call when you get the chance, I need to ask you some questions about him. He's had an accident, so whenever you're available." And he had done this before to me, like pretended that he had died, or pretended that he was going to do something, and like pretended to be a family member on the phone. So like I took it with a pinch of salt, but I was still taking it seriously. And I said, "I'm available now." And he said, "Just call me on his cell if you can." So I called the mum, and it's really weird because it sounded like Tyler's on the phone. I remember the voice was just like, it was feminine. It was very feminine, but it was also like kind of young. Either he got his younger sibling to do that phone call, or he put a voice on himself. But it did sound feminine, so I don't know what that was. But I remember her telling me that he's in like a medically induced coma because he tried to commit suicide, and he knew that my friend had been through a medically induced coma before, and he knew how hard that was for me. So by him saying that, it really like broke my heart, because I was like, I know this is fake, but like, why would you say that? That's really like gonna hurt my feelings. So I called him, called his mum, and then on the 16th of May, he said, "Hello, sweetheart. They don't think he's gonna make it past today." And I just didn't know what to say. I just didn't reply because I knew it was fake. And I said, and then he said, "Hey, Katie, Ty is not going to pull through. If you want to call and say something to him before we decide to pull the plug, you can. He's not responsive, but he can hear and understand because he still has an active brain waves," the doctor said. "All of his organs are shutting down, so the only thing helping him right now is the machines. I'm sorry for the spelling errors. I can't hold myself together." And I said, "It's okay, but I don't know what to do. I want to speak to him, of course." And then she said, "I'll be back up in the hospital in 30 minutes with some family. You could call them if you'd like. If not, I understand." And I was like, "I just want to speak to him." And then she said, "That's fine. I can leave the phone in the room so you can talk to him. You can just hang up when you're done, and then I'll let the family go into the room afterwards." Realistically, I know this is fake because he's done this a lot. I know this isn't real. I know the person I spoke to on the phone was definitely not his mum. It was either a young friend of his or it was him putting a voice on. So am I gonna call the phone and be like crying and like really emotional when he's probably just sat there like listening to it? Like, no. I know it wasn't true. I was right. But like at the time, if you think I'm being like insensitive, just know like he's done this a lot of times. So I said, "I can't do that. My friend is in a similar situation, and thinking about it is too much for me right now. I feel terrible because I love Ty, but I'm really not in the right place emotionally. He would understand. I just wish I could talk to him. He gives the best advice." And she said, "I'll let him know you love him, sweetheart." And I said, "I'm really sorry." I'm getting so sad because this makes me really upset. Like, who would do that? Like, who would do that to someone that they know? Like, my friend was literally in a hospital, right? Like, at that point, and the mom, this guy, this catfish, was trying to pretend that he was like in that state just so that I would talk to him. And I said, "I'm really sorry." Ty, or his mom, or whoever it was, said, "It's okay, honey." And then on the 6th of June, so this was a while after that, he sent me saying, "Hey, I just got home from being in a loony bin. I don't like you. I don't know why I tried so hard." And I said, "Call me right now, Ty. I'm so mad at you." And he was like, "The call was in, but I couldn't hear you," because I called him and he wouldn't speak back. I said, "Call me then." He was like, "Look, if you want it done for good, you really want me to die instead of attempting this time, I have a gun in my top drawer. We don't ever have to speak again." And I was like, "Ty, don't say that. I can't deal with this right now." And he was like, "Me killing myself isn't a joke." And I said, "I didn't say it was a joke, Ty, but stop lying to me. I can't take these crazy mind games anymore. I always forgive you, always, but I can't this time. I care about you and I always will. I don't know why you want to hurt me so bad." And he said, "Do you know how close I was to it? I would have done it in an hour sooner. I would have been successful instead of just an attempt. I don't want to hurt you. I fell for you. I am the only one I want to hurt." And I said, "Just delete my number. You're scaring me." And he said, okay, I will. I never heard from him ever again. I sent a text to his number and it didn't go through. I know he is active on WhatsApp. I've seen that he's changed his profile picture. He changed his profile picture to a picture that was none of the pictures I'd seen before. So that is my catfish story time. I was mentally just so drained as a 15, 14-year-old girl, 16-year-old girl. It was so hard, and reading that back is like so heartbreaking because that really worries me. Like, it really does, because I hope he's okay. I really do. The last time he was active was a month ago, and he changed his profile picture. If you're watching this, hey, you're f***ed up. But I don't want you to be in any bad position. I hope that you're okay. But I could not do it anymore. I was not equipped mentally to deal with the stress you put me under. That is the story time. Sorry it's ended on such a sad note. I know it's hard because you feel so invested in people that you meet online. These days it's so common. But please, trust me when I say this. It's so sad when you find out the person you've been speaking to is lying to you. Sorry it was such a deep story. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for spending it with me. I have a few story times coming and I'm hoping to mix up the content as well. I'm gonna do a fitness quarantine workout for you too, and a diet plan for those who have seen my weight loss progress pics on my Instagram and want to see how I did it. I'm sorry this is such a sad ending, but I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. I love you. Bye.